Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, BullMuscle. We've got a good show for you today. It's been a long day. I do greatly apologize for the later than average stream. So, let's talk a little bit. Why is today's stream late? Also, I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan down just a couple of notches so it sounds a little bit less like I'm speaking in a wind tunnel. A shout out to Dodger Zion. Thank you very much. I believe you were quoting Ghost lyrics there, if I were to guess. 14 days ago, I was given a pink slip by a slime ball loved to torment me. Today, I work for one of the big three in a job I love. This is a prime example. Before we get into the meat of today's consultation, I do want to just take a brief moment to say, Dodge, I'm real proud of you. You have come a very long way in the last few years, to the point where you're almost like a different person, in the best possible way. The kindness, the demeanor you have is still the same, but the drive, the ambition, above all else, the belief in yourself that you have in 2024 surpasses anything that was there just a few years ago, and it's why you're much more successful now than you were then. So you should feel really, really good about that. The only person who is responsible for that success is you. So pat yourself on the back, raise a glass to that one. Job well done. So thank you very much for the next subscription. And speaking of subscriptions, like to talk about that. Buzzing Ranger, welcome on in. I am very strongly thinking about quitting Twitch and moving full-time to YouTube. There are a lot of different reasons for this, but the biggest is that for reasons I can't quite disclose yet, my inner circle knows some of it. My modeling career is looking like it will take off in this somewhat near future. And as a result of that, that's much better. So I felt like I was getting blinded. But my modeling career is going to take off in a way I didn't think it would. And as a result, I'm going to be doing quite well, to put it mildly. So what that means is, that was a bit too high, sorry. So where I'm going with that is that on the modeling side of the world, everything is Instagram. But if I really want to be steadfast and refuse Instagram, I have to compromise a little bit. And Twitch is, every single time I've said, I don't do Instagram, but I do occasionally stream on Twitch, the number one response is, what's Twitch? And that's not ideal. Having to explain how to reach me on socials is, that's a negative. Now, I refuse to go full on social media. The only way I would ever have an Instagram or a Twitter is if I got so big that I had a team run it for me, frankly. I just don't want to put the time or mental energy headspace into that, so I'm not going to. However, I already do run things through YouTube, and it would not take me that long to retool my OBS setup and Stream Elements setup onto YouTube. I think that could be done. I think it would not be technically very challenging. I don't want to do it quite yet because I don't have quite enough watch hours to unlock Super Chats, and it would be nice to have Super Chats set up as an option so that I could get the monetization done. So now, not that I really am all about it but, if people want to throw in Super Chats, this is a good way to go about it. Anyway, let's talk about our main consultation tonight. So, let me go ahead and pull that up. Hang on, I'm going to move my... Oh, the reason I was late this evening, had myself a nice little business deal. So, things went very well. I'm looking forward to the future ventures that may take place between me and this individual. We'll see where those go. Anywho, it was a productive business meeting. So today, We have someone writing in. I'm going to set up my phone here so that way I can see the message. Dear BullMuscle, I am a 19-year-old who is looking to get into the gym for the first time. I have access to the Smith machine and the bench press. I know, based on previous videos, that you recommend using the full barbell squat rack for squats, but you do not. But I have not seen what you say about Smith machines versus bench press. Why is one better than the other? I've seen gains from both, but I'd like to know. So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. The first thing is that I want to congratulate you on getting to the gym and hitting it hard, and that's why you're seeing improvements already. That's the biggest thing. If you are going in and challenging yourself in the gym, and you know you're challenging yourself in the gym, that will provide greater results than what specifically it is you're doing. That being said, if you are looking for power, if you are looking for explosiveness, if you are looking for lifting will not get you the girls, so to speak, but if you're wanting to show off a little bit, use the barbell bench. Learn how to barbell bench. It's the old-fashioned way to do it, and there are some benefits. So let's break down the 3 different types of ways you can do bench presses. Machines, you can do barbells, and you can do dumbbells. I guess you could do cables, but I've never seen anybody really seriously do a cable bench press, and even then, you could qualify that as a machine. It effectively works the same way. Now, with machines, you have chest presses, you have hammer strength machines, you have pulley and cable setups, you've got Smith machines. They are all generally different, but sorry, I'm thirsty. Riding my bike back up. The general principle follows that machines have less degrees of freedom than barbells. Barbells have less degrees of freedom than dumbbells. So let's say you're dumbbell benching, right? Let's talk dumbbells first. With dumbbells, there are 2 individual weights that you are holding in your hands. In other words, you have 3 dimensions in which that weight can move. The weight can move towards your head up or towards your belly down. It can move vertically up, right? Because if you're laying down, it's coming up, coming down, and then it can move inside, outside, left, right. And so that's 3 degrees of freedom, and you've got a second arm, so you've got another amount of degrees of freedom here. So that's 6 degrees of freedom, okay? As such, another thing with the dumbbells that can't really happen with a Smith machine, there are some chest press machines where you can do it, really depends on which. And you can't do this with a barbell. Right, if I'm to rotate, right, let's say I'm lying down on a bench press or on an incline press, pretend I'm lying down sideways. With a barbell, barbell bench, you're supposed to touch your chest, right? You don't bounce it off your chest, but you slowly touch it to your chest. Okay, great. But you can go further back. You can go back to here, really sink in past the chest, get a really nice stretch with dumbbells. So for range of motion, dumbbells are superior. However, because of that, dumbbells are also going to work your stabilizer muscles a lot more. So, right, when I'm doing these push-pull leg, right, I have a main focus, obviously. My push days is primarily, right, triceps, delts, your shoulders, and your pecs, of course, right? But there are loads of small stabilizer muscles in between all of those that are going to get worked. And depending on what you do, you'll either hit them harder or softer. A great example of this is, again, the dumbbell bench press. Dumbbell bench press, because of that huge range of motion, you're going to work, and because you are fighting gravity, you're going to have to work to balance the dumbbells, and you're going to have to work to maximize range of motion. So you won't be able to hit dumbbell bench press at as many reps for as much weight as barbell bench press. In the same manner, with a barbell bench press, let's take degrees of freedom. Barbell bench press can go up, can go down. In fact, that's what you're supposed to do with it. You can go forward or back, all right? So it's a second degree of freedom. You can tilt it left or right. Now, you really shouldn't, but you have to balance it. So that really is two different on both arms. They're connected. They are not independent. They're dependent degrees of freedom, but they are still degrees of freedom. So what that means is with the barbell, you have fewer degrees of freedom than the dumbbell, but more than the Smith machine, where the bar must transit according to a given path. So with the barbell, it's a really good mix. And for that reason, it's the same reason with a barbell you're traditionally going to hit for your most power, right? If you can bench 225 on a barbell bench press once, you're probably not picking up two 112.5-pound dumbbells and dumbbell bench pressing that. You probably not. Oh, I forget how much talking makes me thirsty. It's been a little while since we streamed. It's been crazy busy the last few days. Gosh, I haven't even talked about the Honolulu Century ride yet. Yeah, y'all, I biked 119 miles. It's something like almost 200 kilometers, not quite, like 180 kilometers on Sunday. And then I yesterday had a lifting PR where I squatted 405 pounds for 3 reps. So my legs are sore, to put it mildly. Anyway, with the Smith machine, it kind of works the same way as like a leg press does, right? You can leg press way more than you can squat because the weight only has 1 degree of freedom. It's the axis at which the bars connected to the Smith machine bar or the leg press apparatus is oriented. It can go along that path, but you can't. It doesn't tilt left or right, and it doesn't tilt forward or back. With some exceptions, I have seen a 2-dimensional Smith machine before, and frankly, it's really cool, actually. That was the best Smith machine I have ever used, but you're not going to find that most of the time. Most Smith machines do not work like that. So with that in mind, I would say for bench press in particular, I prefer the barbell. It's not even close. If a Smith machine is all you got, great, use it, but no, stay old-fashioned. You can go with scientific rationale to justify one over the other. For every scientific study in terms of the diet and fitness world, you can almost always find a study saying the exact opposite or saying that what you found was really inconclusive because of X, Y, and Z. As far as feeling is concerned, this is sort of where I differentiate myself from a lot of the science-based lifters. I think there is a... Sorry. I think there is a human component to lifting because we are all human and we feel certain differences about different exercise. For some people, for instance, the cable bicep curl works great. For me, it just never really has. The single arm cable pull down feels fantastic though, while some of the other machine pull downs don't feel quite as good. But for my chest, and I'll be honest, I feel like my chest, right, one of my better muscles. Fart can. Actually, that was a Harley. It wasn't even a fart can. Right, with my chest, I've developed that almost exclusively through dumbbell and barbell bench press, incline press, to a lesser extent decline press. If you're going to use a machine to work your chest, I much prefer the pec deck machine where you're doing basically chest flies. Those are really good, or that same motion but with cables. That's also a good option. The Smith machine does have its uses though. I typically have been a bit of a downer on the Smith machine. Oh, I want another pec bounce. So yeah, bump 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 bump. There you go. So the Smith machine does have its uses. I really like the Smith machine for hip thrusts. Why? So with a hip thrust, you could do it with a barbell, but you have to worry about left-right balance, and that's not the point of that exercise. The point of the hip thrust is to really work on squeezing your glutes at the top, making a bridge with your body to balance the weight on. The Smith machine allows you to focus more on that and less on whether or not it's perfectly aligned with your body left-right. The sissy squat, or the leaning in front squat. The Smith machine is really useful for certain hypertrophy oriented and range of motion oriented squat variations. The sissy squat, if you were to attempt to do a sissy squat with the same range of motion that you could achieve on a Smith machine on a barbell, you're going to fall over and lose your balance. Your body isn't meant to do that. But with a Smith machine, because you've got a fixed bar path, you can kind of use a little bit of a lean to really hyper aggressively move your knees over your toes, stretch out the quads as much as you possibly can. Hey Joe, welcome on in. Thanks for the first time chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the bullpen. Okay, so it looks like the Stream Elements bot is not working tonight because it's not. None of my timers are up. I wonder why that is. I'm gonna take a quick look here. I want to see what's going on with my bot. But the Smith machine, a couple other uses for it. With front squats, you can do Smith machine front squat where you're almost sitting, or even a back squat. You can do that where you're almost sitting at a 90-degree angle. You know, ideally, if you with a vertical back, right? With a barbell squat, if you try that, you're going to fall backwards. The laws of physics are not on your side there. With a Smith machine, you can lean into it because it doesn't have that degree of freedom. So that, again, there are benefits to a Smith machine. It's just that I am not always the world's biggest fan of them. Okay, so what's going on here? Why are my timers not working? There we go. Yeah, the Stream Elements bot is deciding to not work. You don't have to write that down and play around with it. See if I can get it to fix itself. Fix Stream Elements timer bot. I am getting another pec bounce request. God, y'all are just okay. Fair enough. Y'all wanted it. That's fair. So let's talk a little bit more about other chest exercises then. So, right, you can see there's a lot of definition. One thing regarding definition, and this is maybe to help answer your question a little bit more to finish the consultation, you have upper chest, you have middle chest, you have lower chest. However, the idea that decline or incline only hits upper chest, bench only hits middle chest, and decline only hits lower chest, nonsense. You don't need to worry about that. In general, bench will hit all three, and upper and incline and decline will be slightly focused towards upper or lower chest. But it's not strictly necessary to do all three in a workout. In some gyms you're not going to have access to usually a decline, but definitely hit incline press. It's a very good variation on the bench. It also helps work your front delts pretty well, and it also works your triceps. So it's a very good variation. The other good thing about a flat barbell bench press is it forces you to get balance. If you have a left-right imbalance, dumbbell bench and barbell bench will help you fix that. Smith machine will help you compensate for it. You want to fix it. In general, humans are attracted, and the reason you're lifting is for attraction, unless you're a competition lifter, in which case, why are you asking me about, well, I know you're not, but if anyone here is a competition lifter, then you don't need to ask me about the difference between a Smith machine and a barbell. You already know. Left-right imbalance, you want to correct that. For aesthetics anyway, you want to look as close to symmetrical as you can. You want symmetry is seen as rather appealing. Good morning. I guess it's still evening here in the beautiful Aloha State. I'm not even. I just don't understand that one. I know y'all love calling me daddy. I don't hate it. Like, it doesn't bother me, but it is not something I understand it. All right, so let's see here. That just about answers my question. I'm gonna play around. You're West Coast then. Actually, no, that would be Mountain Time. No, it would be West Coast time. West Coast is 3 hours ahead of us, except for daylight savings time. When daylight savings time is off, because Hawaii does not observe DST. Wanna blow Joe, since you're new here. In case you were wondering, this is the state flag of Hawaii, and that's where I live. So, yeah, I am a proud resident of the Aloha State now. Okay, so let's see what is going on. Let's try parting it and then joining it in my channel. See if that fixes it. Yes, that's the Hawaiian state flag. I think we talked about this last time. For those of you who are wondering what is the Hawaiian state flag and why does it have a Union Jack on it? Okay, I can explain this. So, in the 1800s, the nation of Hawaii as a kingdom existed, and it came into being under the reign of King Kamehameha I. Okay? This is the state flag of Hawaii. Originally, it had 9 stripes, but this is the state flag after the U.S. takeover, which was of questionable means, and then after being a territory, the state flag ended up being 8 stripes in a particular order. Now, the reason there are 8 stripes on the Hawaiian flag are very simple. You have the 8 major islands of the state. There are technically the northwestern minor outlying islands and reefs, but those are entirely unpopulated. Nobody lives there. So, and in fact, one of the major 8 islands is Kaho'olawe, and that is also unpopulated, thanks to the unexploded ordnance the Army and the Navy and the Air Force dropped there over the World War II and the Cold War. Yeah, not great. Anyway, the 8 major islands are Ni'ihau, Kauai, Oahu, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, as I said, Kaho'olawe, and Hawaii Island, also known around here as the Big Island, because it is much bigger than all of the others and still growing, actually. They say they're not making more real estate. Hawaii Island is the exception to that rule. Now, the reason it has the Union Jack, and interesting fact about the Hawaii state flag, is that the Union Jack's aspect ratio is different than that of the United Kingdom. It comes down to 2 different reasons. The first is it's I think it's a combination of, and I may not have this 100% right, but I'm pretty sure, when King Kamehameha created the Kingdom of Hawaii in the early 1800s, the British had already made contact at that point. I believe they called it the Sandwich Islands because, God, how much more British do you want to get? That is such a British moment right there. We're going to name this islands after Sandwich. Anyway, but it's said that King Kamehameha both really liked the Union Jack as a design and wanted to incorporate it in, and also wanted to almost wear it like a fake wedding ring to fool other would-be colonists into thinking this was already a British protectorate, so they wouldn't try to conquer Hawaii. That didn't work, to put it mildly. Right, and, if you want to talk about whether or not the United States doing it was legit, right, especially with Pearl Harbor, at least the island of Oahu was always going to get conquered by somebody. And if it wasn't going to be us, it was going to be the Russians or the Japanese, and that would have been much worse for the locals. But just met you on Discord. I go under bull hunting. Oh, all right, cool, nice. So we just finished the consulting. I'm going to make sure there wasn't anything else on that email. Nope, pretty short question this time around. So the question was very simple. Which will get you in bigger shape, bench press or Smith machine bench? Both are good. It's better, obviously, do one if you only have access to one. But I would say, in general, I gravitate towards the standard barbell bench press. It forces you to balance left-right. It'll correct left-right imbalances. And it forces you to work your stabilizer muscles a little bit more. It also forces up-down, right? So if you want a straight bar path. The Smith machine, that's a given. But with a barbell, you have to control it from it going. You don't want it to rise close to your neck. You don't want to have it fall, down towards your rib cage. So you have to focus on that as well. But it still gives you the ability to, once you've got your balance anyway, it's one less degree of freedom that you have to worry about relative to dumbbell bench press. So I really like the barbell bench. It's a simple exercise. I mean, it's one of the OGs. There's a reason BSD has bench for the B, and it's not talking about Smith machine. So there's my 2 cents on that. What would it take for Canada and Australia to have a quote-unquote Independence Day like the U.S.? So Canada officially declared independence. They became more or less self-governing in 1867, and then I believe it was the 1980s they had some separation ceremony, but they're part of the Commonwealth. But the Queen of England has as much control over the government of Canada as she does over the government of Ghana or Jamaica or any other, or India, for God's sake, like any other country that was once part of the British Empire. So in terms of all practical effects, Canada and Australia are every bit as independent as the United States is from Britain. It's just they did not achieve their independence in the same manner that we did, or Kenya, or India, or insert former British Empire colony here. Hell, you've got even Rhodesia. That's a sordid tale. Hey, you know what? I actually love talking about Rhodesia and Zimbabwe because it's the ultimate proof that left-wing identity politics are stupid. What happened, right? So, and I'm not defending Rhodesia here because that would be something beyond the pale. Rhodesia was explicitly racist and had a apartheid system that frankly made probably even South Africa's look tame in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. However, the white people who were working in Rhodesia at that time were the ones with all the know-how of how to farm enough crops and produce enough goods to keep the economy afloat. In the 1980s, 1990s, and especially 2000s, when noted corrupt socialist bastard Robert Mugabe took over, the economy of Zimbabwe began to stagnate, and to placate the revolutionary-minded people of Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwe government tried to confiscate land from the white farmers. So the white people in Zimbabwe largely left, and Zimbabwe's economy has continued to go down the shitter ever since. I mean, it's to the point where it's a meme at this point. Zimbabwe's currency, it's like you can buy like $1 is worth some ungodly number of billions of Zimbabwean currency. The Crown appoints Canada's and Australia's. That's entirely a ceremonial role, though. It's elected. It's in the same way that the Crown has a meeting with every new British Prime Minister. The people vote on the British Prime Minister. Although the British electoral system is complicated and silly, just like ours, to be honest. Different, but equally silly. So that's why I say they're basically like the U.S. The people who, like, right, de jure, yes, the Queen has the ultimate say, but de facto, the people have the say. The Canadian public and the Australian public vote on who is leading their country, and that's who becomes PM. If the Queen were to object, you'd probably see them. There you go. That's what it would probably take. If the Queen ever tried to exercise her power against the wishes of the people who voted the PM into office, you'd probably see Canada or Australia exit the Commonwealth, or at least there would be a major row. But there's no reason the Queen would ever do that. And I don't know why I'm even saying the Queen, because unfortunately Queen Elizabeth has passed, and we're replaced with whatever the hell the British have now. I don't even know anymore. The royal family is not something I have much interest in. So, a couple other updates. First off, got me a knife. It's, I could also pick up a spoon and be like, that's not a knife, that's a spoon. It's, some of my friends here are from Australia. They definitely love, or do, they really love the knifey spoony joke. And by that I mean they really, really don't like the knifey spoony joke. Second item, been doing some trail hiking, and as a result, I have realized I have hit a part of some trails around here that need some maintenance. Instead of waiting for the government to do it and sit there like a helpless, whiny little bitch, I got myself a machete and I'm going to do it myself. It's called bushwhacking. It is necessary to keep certain trails open and in good condition. And usually, the Park Service does it or the state does it. But in this instance, they have failed to do so. So that means I'm going to have to do it. Plus, I mean, come on. This is a sawtooth machete. It's just bitchin'. Why wouldn't I buy this? It's also made in the United States. This is made in Oregon, I believe. Yep, there it is. Yep, made in Oregon. It's nice. One of my old high school friends was killed by a machete. How? What did he do? Did he commit suicide with it? How the fuck do you kill yourself with a machete? Actually, I will use the knife to open the package to get the machete out. How do you die? How do you... He was attacked. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm just saying, if you had a gun, that wouldn't have been a problem. So how do we open this bad boy up? Yeah, it's turned into an unboxing stream. Sorry about that. Don't walk sketchy neighborhoods at night. If you do, just carry a gun. Real simple. The Texan way of solving problems. You carry a loaded gun. You will not get fucked with. Or if you are walking sketchy, take martial arts training. Although against a guy with a machete, martial arts will be of limited use. I will grant that. Still, no, having some way of self-defense is important. There you go. That's a really good example. Told him to get a gun when he doesn't believe in them. Well, I guess now he's dead. So doesn't really matter what he believes now, does it? It's okay. Yeah, you can not believe in guns all you'd like, but that it's a bit like not believing in human nature. There we go. Come on at you, son bitch. Oh. Woo. That is beautiful. Half saw blade and half machete. I could fuck someone up with this. Nice. I will take that every day of the week. Now, we'll lay the machete down here momentarily, lay the knife on the machete, and then we will grab the sheath. Ooh, that is lovely. It's even got a little lanyard on it. That's really nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, there's something else in here. You really think a gun ban would have worked here? If you do, you do not understand how the Deep South works, or the Rocky Mountain states. You really, if you think a gun ban would have ever worked here at any point, you fundamentally do not understand the United States very well. That's all I'm going to say. It's that simple, right? And the Second Amendment isn't for self-defense against individuals, though it certainly can be used for that. It's not for hunting, even though it certainly can be used for that. It's about preventing it's about making sure that, to quote Thomas Jefferson, the tree of liberty be watered with blood every so often, as it sometimes must. Sometimes you have to do that. So let's see here, we're gonna slip this bad boy on here, just like that. I don't think that was right. I think it's perfect. We're going to put this back in its sheath. Oh. You were never going to ban. The amount of economic damage that would have done, it would have... See, if you really think that would have worked, you would have probably been one of those people that thought prohibition was a good idea, too. And if you think prohibition was a good idea... Oh boy. I would certainly hope not. I would guess you were trolling if you actually thought prohibition was a good idea. Prohibition was stupid. Banning shit in general is stupid. Banning shit only makes people want to have it more. That's one of the most American things, is if it's banned, it becomes interesting to us. It's just how we as a collective nation operate. We just be building shit, you know? Liam, check out the FGC9 if you really think gun bans make any sense anywhere anymore. Hey, criminal, welcome on in. I am doing just fine. Okay, so we had there you go. We got off topic, but Smith machine versus barbell bench press. Simple answer is barbell bench press. There we go. If you want to get a consultation, if you would like to set the tone for a video, you can write me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. If a band doesn't make, if a band something doesn't make humans beings want that thing anymore, yeah, no, I said Americans. I didn't say human beings. It's American nature. It's our society. We are built on rebellion against a tyrannical crown. That is how this country was founded. When there is an unjust law, when you tell a population it can't have something, the one thing we are going to want to do is fucking that thing. Like, we want to go and do whatever the fuck that thing is. Anyway, so consultations, if you guys are interested, all right? I've been getting some more interest. Maybe I said human beings. I'm sorry, I meant American. But if you want... Well, yeah, exactly. Hayden, here's a great example. In the great state of Georgia, there was anti-sodomy laws on the books for the longest time. Anti-sodomy laws are fucking stupid. Why are you trying to regulate what people do in their own time? It's dumb. Don't regulate. It's stupid. Anyway, but consultations. So I have started doing consultations. The way these work is usually you write me a question, or you would like to see me give you a video response. Typically, I will ask a couple follow-up questions to make sure I can get some notes, understand the situation, make sure the advice is as valuable to you as I can give. Because, guys, okay, I don't want to be rude, or arrogant, but look, I got the body of a Greek god at this point. I'm 6'3". I'm making 6 figs. I live in paradise. I'm financially independent, as near as makes no difference already. Life is pretty good for me. So with that in mind, I've decided to start helping out. Oh dear, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Y'all still see me? Hang on. View. Shit. I accidentally clicked something here. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm doing all right. So we're gonna go and do it later. Hang on one second. Yeah, we're gonna leave. Skip. Got it. Back. Get out of this. Oh boy. Why is Stream Element Spot not connected now? Do it later. Continue. Leave. There we go. Okay, it's back to normal now. That was weird. Sorry about that. Yeah, I accidentally clicked something I shouldn't have. My bad. Well, just let me get chat loaded back up. I decided to be all screwy all of a sudden. There we go. Okay, yeah, chat's back. Okay. So yeah, I've started advertising for consulting services. So if you've got a question about your life, it could be for advice life, Petit Trianon, thank you very much. It could be for, advice in your life. It could be for dating questions. It could be for financial questions. It could be for lifting questions, diet questions, what have you. Economics, if you want my take on something, askbullmuscle@gmail.com. That is going to be the consultation email address in the future. And please don't email that link with solicitations. I had somebody trying to hit me up about fucking SEO, and it was this fucking dude from Bangladesh, and I'm like, what about my channel makes you think I'm interested in the way my YouTube videos are performing? All I do is export the VODs, and I will actually be changing my approach on that, and this is because I am looking at switching to YouTube full-time from Twitch. I've been thinking this one over, and I'm slowly coming to this realization. I think YouTube gives me a better platform in the long run than Twitch does, so I think I'm going to switch over. I think, at least for the consultation videos, that might be the way I'm going to go. I'm not sure. No, I'll probably do the lift videos like that as well. What do you call a group of pregnant women a labor union? That's quite funny, actually. Can't you do both? So, yes and no. I could stream both to Twitch and to YouTube, but the trouble is my setup for doing so, right? When I'm streaming in the gym, I'm doing that from a mobile phone. As such, I really don't have the technological capability to stream to both Twitch and YouTube simultaneously without it absolutely overheating and destroying the battery of my phone. It wouldn't last through a whole workout, so I have to pick one or the other. It's also a practicality thing. I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to get traction in the modeling world, and most people don't know what the hell Twitch is in the modeling world, to be brutally honest. People know what YouTube is. I can say, hey, I got a YouTube channel. Go check me out at blank. But if I say, hey, I got a Twitch channel, they're like, what the fuck is Twitch? So, the simultaneous formation of the National Guard. No, the Second Amendment was written for the United States citizenry to have a bulwark against its government. That is, your interpretation of that amendment is not the interpretation the Supreme Court has gone with, and it's not the interpretation I have. So no, I disagree with that. The Second Amendment is, I would call it the amendment that protects all the others. Shall not be infringed is very clear to me. Do not come for our guns. That, if you do that, it's the one thing I would tell. If you wanted to see, I'll put it this way, if the Democratic Party was serious about winning elections, they would drop kick the guns issue fucking tomorrow. Because if they did that, overnight, they would open themselves up to a ton of people who write off the party just on that issue alone. All the pro-gun control liberals are still going to vote Democratic because they don't think for themselves for the most part. Most of the gun control arguments I hear are fucking moronic most of the time, to be brutal. And it's not to say that there aren't laws or regulations that make sense on the sale of firearms, but these gun bans, the idea that banning AK-47s or banning AR-15s is somehow going to fix the problem is just it's insane logic. It is not the rationale of someone thinking with the logic part of their brain. It's emotion. Federalist Papers and what Madison wrote. All right, that's great. I think your interpretation is profoundly incorrect. And if you try and take the gun-owning population's guns from them, you are going to get an armed rebellion on your hands. It's not worth it. You're even just ignoring. Let's just ignore the philosophical arguments in favor or against gun control. If you attempt to take the guns from the very heavily armed American populace, you will fail. You will fail badly. And you'll probably get shot while doing so. I'm very much I'm very pro 2A. It's, yes, is there a correlation between gun ownership and higher rates of violent crime? Yes, but you should not respond to the actions of evil people or deranged people with guns by punishing the civil people and the people who are law-abiding citizens with ever more burdensome restrictions and regulations on what they can and cannot own. Anyway, one who walks through fire, welcome on in. If you want more of my take on gun control or anything like that, Neam, feel free. You can write me in at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. I will come up with detailed analysis on that. I can defend my position, and we'll have a good time. Hell, my brother actually, the wonderful Lab Boys TV, he will be out here in a week. So definitely, you know what? Come back in a week. I would love to see you talk with him on that one. Hey, Lycan, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raider and Raider. Raiders, that is viewer and streamer. Yeah, one who walks through fire, exactly. Rendered, I don't know what exactly they said on June 3rd, 1963. This is why I'm telling you to write in at askbullmuscle@gmail.com, because I can take notes, I can actually research something instead of just try and talk, with just sitting here going off the top of my head. So the idea that the National Guard renders the second. I think the idea that the National Guard renders the second element obsolete is insanity to me. I don't I don't buy that at all. I think that's nonsense. But if you want a more detailed rebuttal, ask BullMuscle@gmail.com. What did Emperor Nero say on June 16th, 1195? Go. Wait, Emperor Nero, that would have been Roman Empire. That would have been well before 1195. Probably. Okay, so there you go. There's the answer. The answer is nothing. He was dead. Hello there. That's good to see you, Lycan, as always. The werewolf meeting the bull here, I suppose. That's a trick question. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this topic, but got me a machete, for those of you who didn't see that earlier. That's going to be really useful. And that's for just hiking, mostly. For bushwhacking. Had a business meeting today that went really well. Probably looking at switching over to YouTube. Hit a squat PR. 405 for 3 reps yesterday. Did the Honolulu Century Ride. So I biked all the way from my house all the way down to Kapiolani Park at Waikiki. And the Honolulu Century Ride, actually I have the map right here. It went all the way, let me fold this over, all the way around the eastern edge of the island of Oahu. So this is Hawaii Kai right here. All the way around Makapu'u Point where the lighthouse is, all the way up past Waimanalo, and then past Kailua, and this is Kaneohe Bay right here, and then all the way up the windward coast to Swansea Beach Park, and then we went all the way back. So it was 119 miles total ridden that day. 7,700 calories burned. You best believe I was sore as hell after that. Wonderful day, though. Also, it is proof that I don't tan well because, as you can see, I am still very much Haole. I burn. I don't tan. Using a machete for bushwhacking makes me think of RuneScape. I mean, this basically is the modern day short sword. So, yeah, I have a steel sword. That's basically what it is. We look great. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, I do have more modeling pictures, by the way. So if you're interested in those, come talk to me on Discord. And really, it's the consulting thing going on. Do you want a Ring doorbell? No. I rent. Why would I want a Ring doorbell? Hey, Stream Elements, the bot decided to start working. Or did someone trigger that? I don't think anybody triggered that. I think the bot just decided to wake up and start working all of a sudden. That's strange. Dojo like the cat, welcome back on in. Yeah, because of porch pirates, yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense, because Amazon's the one delivering the packages, and if there are porch pirates, people will use Amazon less, so of course Amazon would have an interest in it, but to me, that's a little bit too close to the surveillance state for my tastes. I have no interest in a Ring doorbell. I've seen them, I mean, I'm sure they're fine, you know, if you live in an area with porch pirates, then yeah, great, but I'm good. I think it goes on a timer that you said. Yeah, but the timer was originally set for like 5 minutes, but we've been going for almost an hour, and that's the first time the bot said something. So I think the bot's messed up. It's okay. I'm gonna switch to YouTube in the long run. I'm pretty convinced of that at this point. I have to do a little bit of retooling, so it won't happen immediately. But over the coming, I would say probably over the coming month to 2 months, I'd say. By the time the year is out, we're probably looking to switch full-time to YouTube. Does Amazon not encrypt Ring doorbells like Meta's WhatsApp and Signal and Telegram? I don't know. Why? I don't need the extra camera, so I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it. It's that simple. I don't need to be spied on any more than, anything else, because that, it knows when you're home. It knows when you're not. Actually, you know what? I don't. Maybe I'm not thinking. I might be thinking of the Google Home or whatever, not Amazon door. The door ring thing. Whatever. I don't like being spied on. It's simple. It's no need to overthink it. Like my privacy. Besides, where I live is safe. I don't need to worry about porch pirates that much. If a porch pirate is coming all the way to my place, they are one very dedicated porch pirate. I don't feel the need to worry. Anyway. Alright, I think that's going to be about it for us tonight. Okay, so stream schedules coming up. Let's talk about that. Saturday and Sunday, we're back to normal. I know we had the we had the Honolulu Century Ride kind of throw a wrench in the plans. Tomorrow, LAPD doesn't stop crime. I mean, they try, but they don't really succeed at it a lot. Looking at the crime rates, CCTV. I don't like being spied on. There, it's real fucking simple. I don't need the nanny state. With regards to the stream schedule, it's going to be normal. It'll be 5 a.m. HST. That'll be 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Saturday and Sunday, just ate a whole bag of grapes. That is a lot of fiber and a lot of sugar. You, sir, are going to have a fun time on the toilet later. But it's better than, cookies or shit, so good for you on that one. I would say, yeah, we'll have, okay, so Saturday is going to be a deadlift day, and then, no, that's not right. I have that backwards. Sorry. Saturday is going to be rows, and then Sunday will be deadlifts. Yeah, I don't know why I wrote that the other way around. I don't think our government is worse than China's, but why would I want to make steps in that direction? Anyway, as far as the streams are concerned, yes, so it's going to be Saturday. We'll have a row stream. Sunday we'll have a deadlift stream. Then coming up this weekend, or the upcoming week, my homeboy Lab is coming out. So that is Lab Boys TV right there. We are probably going to go cliff jumping. We're going to go skydiving. That's going to be fun. So real excited for that one. Should be a lot of good stuff right there. I think you can trust with CCTV footage. I'm good. I don't see the need for more CCTV in or around my house. I'm good. Pass. I have plenty of that at my workplace. I don't need more of it in my own private life. But the following weekend, y'all may see Lab Boys lifting with me. So hopefully that happens. Should be a lot of fun if it does. It will definitely be a very entertaining stream. I think you guys will have a lot of fun with that. It's because when we go that route, it'll be I'm gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do that, because I'm gonna have to do that as an audio source, but it's paired. The only microphone is. I'm gonna have to think about how we do this. Either way, it's gonna be a really good time. Should have a lot of fun talking and lifting together. Maybe he'll be on one of these streams with me, because that'll be fun. It'll be like a podcast kind of thing we'll do at some point. But yeah, Liam, stop fucking trolling. You're obviously trolling at this point. If you keep that up, I'll just mute you. It's just annoying. How about I trust neither? In general, I trust the government with very little. So maybe instead of obviously trolling like that, you can be a little bit more intelligent. Anyway, that is going to be it. So yeah, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to have Rose and Deads. My bro's out here the following week. Should be a really good time. Definitely, if you guys are looking for more consultations, I'm going to continue doing these consultation videos. Should see the transition to YouTube. Got more modeling pics. Come hang out on the Discord. Lots and lots going on. Yeah, like and you have a good time. I'm going to probably call it a night too. I just got to find someone to raid ski. Let's see who's live. We have Fireball and Crash Overnight. Well, that's it. We'll raid Fireball. I could meme a little tonight, even though RuneScape. I mean, there's memeing, but that's just kind of obvious, not very good trolling, I guess, is what I would call that. All right, we're gonna raid Fireball 734. He's cool. He's playing the show, and it's always good to help the smaller channels. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna raid our good friend Fireball. All right, y'all, that is going to be it for me tonight. I will see y'all Saturday morning, bright and early, as always. That is, it's going to be really nice. Should be a pretty solid row. Anyway, it's going to be it for me, y'all. Again, one more time, askbullmuscle@gmail.com if you want a consultation. Check out the Discord if you want to hang out more off hours. But that's going to be it for us. Until next time, y'all take care. Make good decisions. Those good decisions form your actions. Those actions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form your ethos. You'll be the guys that start through the rough waters of life. Much love. Come in for the hug. And we are reading. All right, YouTube. Think you'll be seeing more of me live in the future. I could reverse decision on this, but I'm pretty sure. Cheers.